What's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Jason the Block Rapper here, and in today's video we're gonna take a deeper look into this Mac Pro and why it's good and bad. I'm just gonna tell you some details, and you tell me yourself if this is something that's interesting for you, if you're excited about it. Let's take a look and let's talk about it. Ba-bam! Mac Pro. Now, I'm just gonna tell you a few things, just from my personal perspective. Now, understand this. When it comes to raw power, when it comes to processing and doing the things that creators need to do, obviously when I say creators, I'm talking about people like me, people that create content. So, YouTubers, let's play gamers, that kind of stuff. And even for web developers, web designers, people who do freelance stuff on the internet like I do. This is what I do full time. They need reliable computers that are fast, computers that can load their content, their the apps, the programs that they use. And so, excuse me, something in my throat. When it comes to raw processing power, nothing is better than the Mac Pros. So the whole Mac Pro line has historically been phenomenal. It's been a beast. That's why the iMac Pro was sort of a big deal, because it kind of created a bridge between the iMac and then the Mac Pro. Hence, the entry point, the midpoint, was the recently released iMac Pro. And if you look at it now, I mean, when the iMac Pro was released, $4,000 for the starting price seemed like a bit much. But with the Mac Pro has always been pretty much over that price range, and now even more so. So taking a look, we do remember I forgot to pull this up here, but let's look at the Mac Pro, the one that came right before this one. So yeah, this thing right here. Now, obviously before this, they had the big towers. They had, the Mac Pro line has always been sort of like, here, let me even pull this up. Let's see, Mac Pro, I don't know, 2012, is that what it looked like before? Maybe not, but yeah. So this thing right here, this is what it used to look like. Maybe this is a better picture. I'm trying to let it load, but this is what it used to look like. Okay, this would allow you to load DVDs, and also there was a CD burner, and you could update the interior stuff in here as well. So it was basically just a big tower, and you could connect stuff to it. However, in recent years, they updated the Mac Pro to look like this, what people call the space trash can, right? I've never liked the design of this thing. It just looks, I can't get past it. Yeah, it's sleek. Yeah, it's futuristic, but it's so dumb looking. What's the point of the circle here? The hole. I mean, is that the ventilation? I don't. Could have been other ways to do this. Granted, you can always hide this, like any other, like the old Mac Pro. You could always hide that somewhere. But when you look at, I'm all about the aesthetics. So when you look at the setup of everything, I just can't get past it. Now, the one thing I give the Mac Pro credit for, despite its futuristic design, is the fact that it is compact and small. You could remove it and update the parts on the inside, but I like that it was small. I like that it was compact. I like that you could, despite it looking like a space trash can, it could blend in as a design piece. So the aesthetics were more pleasing than the traditional look, which is this right here. However, I suppose that the community has spoken, and what they have said was the Mac Pro line is not supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. It is purely made for powerhouse stuff, and therefore we have the new Mac Pro. The new Mac Pro, as you can see here, has gone back to this older design. People are calling it the cheese grater, because that's essentially what it looks like from the front. I guess obviously you want all of that for ventilation, because the thing with this one is especially with today's technology. There's so many new things that you can process with this computer that you couldn't do with older models of the Mac Pro. So yeah, the front of this is all holes here as well for the ventilation. Um, but it's a totally different beast nowadays. See, this one here says 2010. This one here is 2019 and beyond. This one here is definitely future proof. As you can see with the this animation here, you're able to just lift off the faceplate, the skin, whatever. And all of these interiors are modular, so you can upgrade them however you want. The starting point here is, you can, I think it's 6 core, and then it can go up to 24 cores of memory, of RAM. That's insane. 24 core RAM is insane. They were demoing yesterday about how you can, do, I think it was 1,000 vocal tracks in a session of GarageBand or Logic. And 1,000 tracks, play it all at once without any hiccup. That is insane. I know that I still have issues with my Mac. Any Mac that I have, any Mac that I use, I still have issues with, running so many different tracks. So for the ability to be able to do 1,000 seamlessly on this is insane. No longer do you need, CD burners and stuff like that. You can always attach it with the super drive. But this ventilation does help keep everything cool, especially if you're doing something as crazy as running 1,000 vocal tracks or music tracks. So yeah, so it's meant with power in mind. Could they have done something more pleasing to the eye? Yeah, yeah. Especially one thing I don't get is in terms of their design language, lately everything Pro has been only space gray. Look at the iMac Pro, that's space gray. Look at well, yeah, the MacBook Pros you could get in silver and black, but I mean space gray. But look at the Mac Mini. I guess that's not a Pro either. Maybe I'm not as on it as I thought, but I feel like the Pro line has been more historically the space gray line. Yeah, the iPhones don't really count. You can always get that in space gray or silver or whatever. But I just feel like, the Mac Pro prior to this was black, space gray. And the iMac Pro, of course, is space gray. So I just kind of felt like that was the differentiator there. And now it's silver again. So I'm just kind of lost in terms of their whole design language. And this doesn't look sleek at all. It's pretty big, pretty hefty, which it has to be for what it does. I don't get the handlebars. I mean, I get the old one had it, and people would use it to lug it around because it's so big. Eh, I'm impressed with the interiors. So as soon as the face comes off, the interiors is what gets me. The interior, thinking of like the Radeon Pro Vega 2, that's sleek. And even the ability to upgrade it, it's basically future proof. The feet, I mean, the old one had basically what you showed on the top was what you got on the bottom. That would have been better. Now you got feet, 4 little things to just kind of stick down. And obviously, I'm talking from a designer perspective. For me, it's if I can't get past the look of something, I can't get behind. I mean, yeah, the interiors are amazing, but it's hard for me to buy into it when the exterior is like bleh. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm an artist first, and so my eyes, the visualization, that's super important to me. Now, granted, that's kind of foolish because hey, the interiors are so spectacular. But here's the thing that it's not going to matter either way: the price. The price is redonkulous, starting at $5,000 and then going up, and that does not include any display. So $5,000 for the computer itself, and if you want the fantastic, spectacular, display that they announce with it, that's an extra $5,000 right there. And by the way, that's only the display. That doesn't include the stand. Okay, it doesn't come with a stand. Now, oh my gosh, M, gosh, MK, MKB, oh my goodness, MKBHD. Man, what is wrong with me today? MKBHD had mentioned some really important parts, some really important tips about the whole idea behind why they don't sell this with the display, and furthermore why they don't sell the display with the stand. And it makes perfect sense. But he also mentioned that they could have marketed a different way, and that would have been an easier sell than how they marketed it yesterday. So yeah, if you want this Pro display, it's not going to come with the Mac Pro. So and this actually processes. You can get 6K resolution on here, 1,000 nits. So energy is really good. The colors, the brightness is really good. So yeah, for the display itself is incredible. The stand is pretty cool. It's just all crazy amounts of money though. So with that in mind, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think because I'm not gonna get it. I don't know if you guys have the money like that, and if you do, awesome. I'm not there yet, and I'm not really interested at the moment with this. I'm good with what I have. So, what do you guys think? For pretty much about the price of a low-end car, you can get a Mac Pro, a display, and the stand. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, give me a thumbs up on the video. Click that subscribe button. Click that bell notification button to get notified of future videos. And I'll see you on the next one. It's Jason the Blogger Rapper. Much love, God bless, and as always, peace.